Hey everyone, I'm Jessie. I work at a company called Oxmode. We're a tech startup in Toronto. We help content creators worldwide monetize and optimize their video content on YouTube, but more importantly, we help protect their IP from theft. And I'm just going to preface before I continue, I'm not the founder of Oxmode, as you saw in my title. Most people that get up here are founders. I could never do what you guys do, so if there's any founders or people looking to start a company right now, kudos to you. I don't have the risk tolerance or the patience, and also to the other presenters tonight. But I am a mom, like you said, to a 6-week-old, so it's kind of like being a founder, I guess. So if I fall asleep during my presentation, that's why. Okay, so with all that said, I'm going to take you through my story of how I ended up doing operations at Oxmode and what I learned along the way in terms of scalability and building a strong foundation. Next slide. All right, my previous life, yes, I worked in the corporate world. I primarily did sales most of my life. My most recent stint was 8 years doing financial sales on Bay Street. I did the hustle bustle of that 4-block radius downtown. I got to a tipping point in my career where I wasn't happy. I really wanted to make a change where I could see my skills applied and where I'd make an impact, helping something build from the ground up. So I started looking at becoming a financial advisor, and that's when the opportunity with Oxmode presented itself, and I was intrigued. It was in the entertainment space, which I loved. So I took 3 weeks vacation to go and check out the industry and research the company. And what I found was not only were the fundamentals amazing, the founder had been operating for 3 years. He got 1,200 clients on his own with no sales staff. He was cash flow positive, and he really knew tech. So I was confident in his capabilities to run the company, and I knew I was going to learn a lot. But here's the kicker. Not only was it run out of his house, but the founder at the time was my boyfriend, who's now my husband. So, yeah. I know he did not hire me because we were dating, but I know it's not ideal to go into business with your life partner, but for us, we had a completely different skill set. He was sales, serial entrepreneur. I was sales, came from the corporate world, and he was techie, serial entrepreneur. So it was a perfect business marriage, and I was on board. And that's me quitting my job on Bay Street. Woo! That was my last day of work. I thought I would show you guys, for anyone looking to transition to tech and quit their job, that could be you. All right, the startup days. This was literally my life when I left corporate and entered Oxmode. If you don't recognize this, go and binge watch Silicon Valley right now. It's an amazing show. Season 3 is coming out. This was us out of our house. We had 22 part-time employees around our L-shaped couch, on our kitchen table, around our island. They were all under the age of 20, cooking pizza in our oven every single day and drinking the odd Slurpee like Big Head. So let me go back there. I'm not done. So what I realized, I was brought on to do sales to free up the founder's time so that he could run the business and focus on the tech. And as I got to learning the product and the process that had been established, I realized there was a lack of infrastructure and process. So that's kind of the dilemma. 2.5 years ago, how do you scale while you're literally bootstrapping it with a weak foundation? I don't want to discredit where the founder had brought the company. His numbers looked great. We knew the tech inside and out, and the clients were happy. But we didn't have a streamlined process. For instance, our accounting, it wasn't in the cloud yet, it wasn't outsourced, and it took the founder 5 days every month to do payroll and pay clients. Our reporting wasn't automated, it had to be manually processed, and we get reports from Google, and they're very robust, so he was spending about 60 hours a month on reports, which was a huge waste of time. Our HR was all word of mouth. We were hiring high school students, co-ops, whoever we could get to keep our costs cheaper. We did not have proper legal. We were hiring friends. You need specific YouTube law firm to handle our contracts. And then we didn't really have marketing and PR because that stuff's really expensive. So overall, there was an efficient use of the founder's time. And in order to scale and get to that next level and onboard bigger clients, we knew we had to renovate our foundation. So what the next step was I felt like Jared and Adam was Richard, where we had many arguments and discussions in our kitchen late night after work hours, because during work hours, it was next to impossible to talk about operations because we were very revenue focused. So from that, we compromised and we came up with a business plan and a financial strategy, and we started to prioritize in order of importance what we wanted to spend time and resources on, and then we executed on that. So I'm happy to share that 2 years later, this is what our operations looks like now. We transitioned our whole company over to the cloud, which was a project the founder had been wanting to do for a while. That was literally a summer intern that helped with that. We now have an onboarding process when we get a new client. Our documentation, like I said, is on the cloud. We have automated reporting. We developed a proprietary software tool. So now the reports that took 60 days each month now take minutes, which was huge. We outsourced our accounting to a monthly bookkeeper and an accounting firm, and we went and transitioned over to QuickBooks. So now what took him 5 days every month now takes a day. Our HR improvement, oh my God, time's up. Okay, HR improvements, we went from 22 part-time employees to 5 full-time staff, and we are now out of the house, I'm happy to say. And from all of that, the impact, we tripled our revenue last year, and we had our best year yet. Thank you.
Questions.
Oh my God, no questions. Damn it.
Hey, so first off, wow, you're a powerhouse. You're someone that inspires me to get up into the industry. So thank you. That was amazing. And all I can hear is my mom saying, okay, I can't, it's rated PG-13 here, but she works with my dad as a CFO, and she says, 1 in 2 marriages, they get divorced, just so you know. They're still together, though.
When they become business
Yeah,
partners, they get divorced? Or?
But it's 30 years later. Okay. But for me, I'm just wondering, my jaw was dropping. How did you stay level-headed or sane? What were you standing in, or what were your strategies for keeping calm while so much was happening?
The part when I was on maternity leave in my house working and breastfeeding and all that, or you know what? We were in it and we were doing it, and quitting my job, quitting a 6-figure salary, and the RSPs and all that jazz that comes along with it. I had never felt like this was more right. We not only are great life partners together, we get along really well. I was confident in both of our skill sets that we could do this. And he doesn't take anything too seriously. He literally he goes to the doctor and they're like, do you even have a pulse? He's so relaxed. So he keeps me level-headed, and I would probably say, without him, we wouldn't be doing, we wouldn't be where we were today. I'm more of a anxious personality that wants to go, and he, we complement each other really well. I don't know.
That's amazing.
What I mean.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I'm tired.
Okay. well, we'll only let one more question so you can get off the stage.
One in the back.
We need to get all the mics hoverboards, I think.
So I'm just wondering, I'm a person that's addicted to processes, and from such a startup perspective, how do you pick the best processes to develop in such a situation?
Coming up with the business plan and the financial strategy, we didn't have any of that. So first and foremost, starting with that, so you can actually see it on. I took what was in the founder's head and put it on paper, and then from there, our biggest headache, you just looked at what was the biggest time waster, and that was accounting and the reporting. So that was the first thing that we tackled. In terms of the onboarding process for signing up a new client, that was a 10-step checklist, and then we literally have several other documents for when we get a new client. It's all in the cloud. It was just a lot of planning and strategizing, where before that we were just running around with like chickens with our head cut off. Yeah. You're welcome.